We're now live.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how are you? Hi, Briley.
Hi, Sara. I guess we can wait a second to see how many people start signing on, just to kind of give it a second. Oh, that's my notification for me being live. Yeah, so I guess as people show up, I want to hear, Sara, we were just talking, but like, how was this past horse show weekend?
It was amazing.
Yeah?
Yes.
What about it was amazing?
It was amazing because it was my birthday the same weekend at the horse show.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And so I had a lot of fun. We left on Thursday to go to a horse show. I was riding myself 4 horses.
Okay.
And then we had 4 or 5 clients, students.
Okay.
And on Sunday, that was my birthday.
Yeah, that's
33
so
years old.
I was gonna ask. I forgot.
Younger than ever.
That's amazing.
Yes, I love it.
But I'm sure a lot of that has to do with your mindset and not just like your physical state, but like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe because of the environment that I grew up with in Italy. Birthdays, it's always, it's a big deal because it's a big celebration, and so we always gathered a lot of friends and family, and you cook and you eat, and it's just a big celebration. And so I always love birthdays, even if here in the US I don't have my family and I don't have as many friends as I have in Italy, but I always enjoy my birthday. And I feel every year more wiser, you say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little wiser, and I don't know, I just feel, if you think, are you getting weaker or something? No, I feel stronger than probably when I was younger, because for sure when I was younger I was lazier.
Okay.
And so now I take care of myself better.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I just feel it's exciting to to go forward and to
That's such a good attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure from what I've experienced, and I know I'm young, whatever, and so are you, but from all the people that I've seen as adults that are like older than me for the most part, even if they're not much older than me, like even in their 30s, I feel I've seen so many adults like dread birthdays. Like once they hit 30, it's like my life is over. It's like so depressing. And I'm like, but why? That's such a like tough way to like live your life, if every year you like dread this one day coming up.
And I mean, I don't know, you're depressed at 30.
That's so young.
You have more than half of your life in front of you.
Right. Well, and hopefully, I mean, I feel like, and I didn't even mention this to you, but I'm doing a project right now focused on aging and like the psychology of aging in one of these classes that I'm taking. Because as like a mental performance coach, I'm going to be, working with people that I don't necessarily relate to, or I don't have as much experience with. And that includes people in like the older population, whether that's elderly or just like middle aged or whatever you want to call it. So, I'm learning about that too as a younger person. So, and there's different mindsets that come with aging as well, but I just find it so interesting. I say that because like you're like the complete opposite, it seems, which is such a rare thing. Yes, in a positive way. No, of course. I mean, like you having a positive mindset about your birthday alone, I think I don't know many people who like really look forward to their birthday.
Really?
Yeah. No. I mean, even my age, like I feel like some people like
just don't I'll make you change your mind.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah, and like I guess it's good that it's not even about the gifts or whatever. Like.
Oh.
Like that's not even I think what people are worried about, which I guess that's a good thing, less materialistic stuff, but like dreading getting older, I think it's a privilege to get older.
Yes.
I would think.
I mean, gifts makes it better.
Well, yeah, that's
makes
fun.
It taste sweeter, of course. But I don't know, I just enjoy getting, I feel like every year I gain something, I learn something, and wiser, or I really like to instruct myself. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like learn something new. And so I'm reading a lot, and I am I'm working a lot, but I always also try to find a lot of times for myself to learn and to. Now I bought a book that my trainer suggested, and I'm really excited about horse riding. And I felt like I've been doing this all my life, but I usually never read too many books. But they said that he told me it's really important because it really tells you the basics and a lot of things. And so I'm like, let me read a book, or I read books about biographies of these great Olympic athletes and professors,
like
scientists,
high level people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these high level people, they were where we are, where everybody's been. They were beginner ones, and so they just been studying, failing, and learning, and with the year they've been just learning and learning and learning. And so if you don't give up, you get there. So I'm trusting the process, and
that's good.
I'm working on it.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. And so I guess looking on all the other things you've read, who are some of your favorite people that you've read about and learned about?
Oh my God,
if you could name just one or a couple.
Christy Wellington.
Okay.
Christy Wellington. She's this British athlete that she was working for a bank or something, and then at 30 she was just starting to swim and run. She always liked to swim and run, and go on the bike. And then she met this trainer. She's starting to do triathlon, and then they were telling her, you're old, to do big competitions.
Her trainers were telling her that?
No, but the people.
Oh, other people. Okay.
And she was always challenging herself and working really, really hard. And she won. I don't know if she won 5 Ironman.
Oh my gosh,
the
that's
Ironman
incredible.
in Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really tough. So and she did that at 30, or she started that process at 30.
At 30. Yeah.
Wow.
So
just one day woke up, wanted to do it, and went after it. Yeah, that's so valuable. I mean, and I feel like we hear a lot of those stories, but people don't they think, oh, that's great, but they don't maybe do that themselves, or try and actually apply what they take away from that. So I don't know, I think it's always interesting to hear and read about those stories and see how that's impacted other people. So that's really cool. So that's Christy Wellington. I'll have to remember
Christy
that.
Wellington. And one thing that I love is the poem that she was saying that before every competition, every triathlon, before the beginning, every morning, I don't know, 6 a.m., whenever she had to go for to leave for the competition, she was reading this poem, If. And now I'm embarrassed because I don't remember who wrote it.
That's okay.
But it's beautiful. Go read it. If.
Okay. It's called If.
If.
Okay. So we'll have to look that up.
See, is amazing. And so very motivational, and just make you realize that it doesn't matter how old you are. It's just a number. It's a mental thing if you can do it or you cannot do it.
Right.
And so I was telling you, I was going to the Keraton Runner Club until a couple of years ago, doing my Sunday 5K with my husband, and there was this lady, 72 years old, that she was always beating us. She was always going fast. It was effortless. She was just going. I'm like, how can you do that? I'm just 30, dying, out of breath, and you're just passing me with nonchalance, going easy, and it's why? Mm-hmm. And so one day I beat her though.
Yeah, I bet you're
I needed to, because I was not feeling good otherwise. But it's just, you can do, and you can do whatever you want, whatever you set your mind into.
Right.
You need to believe in it, and you need to work hard towards it,
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter how old are you.
Right.
It matters what's your attitude towards it and your mentality. So that's I feel like that's a pretty common theme that we talk about a lot whenever we get on these lives. And can we say hi to
someone? Yeah, you've gotten some feedback down there.
Hi.
Sure.
Ciao Santino.
If you want to scroll through,
hi everybody.
You can go through and scroll if you want. I see one person joined for a moment, so that's nice.
Hello from Philippines. Hello from, we're in Dallas. Hi. Ciao Monica. Ciao Erica. Hey, Shauna. Hello, everybody.
Shout out to everybody
Jose.
joining in the live.
Ursa. Dennis. Hi.
Great. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you so much.
So appreciative.
See.
What was I saying? I lost my train.
You read the book. You told me a biography of a swimmer.
Oh yeah. So as you're saying all these things, that's what it kind of makes me think of is Dara Torres. I'm sure, and if you're watching this and you know who she is, you're probably thinking like, oh yeah, exactly. Like she's a great example of that. But if you don't know who she is, Dara Torres is I guess now retired, but for like, she was like a 40 something year old swimmer, and she went to the Olympics like 3 times. And I think the first 2 occasions she went, she was, I think, in her 20s or 30s, and then she had retired initially after those 2 Olympics. She was like, okay, I'm retiring, I want to live my life, enjoy it. She ended up, doing that. I think she got married or something and ended up having a child at like 40, or maybe even in her early to mid 40s. I don't remember the exact timeline, but after she had her first child, she decided, like, I think within like a couple months to go for another Olympic Games, because I don't remember her reasoning why, but she decided that, and she ended up making it back again. Like, it was less than a year, I think, from the time she had her baby to the time where she competed at the Olympics. So she got herself into shape really quick. Like, she was so committed, so determined, and made it happen for herself. And and she could have just not even tried, and still
be like,
she was,
no, I'm a mom, I'm done, I
right,
just retired.
and then that would have been totally fine.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
But she was so like intrinsically motivated. I don't think there was any external reason that she had to do that.
She just wanted to do it again.
She just wanted to, genuinely wanted to, and she did. And
great.
Granted, I don't think she placed, I think she maybe got like, I don't think she won, but she got like, I think maybe second place or like top, like I think she made the podium or something in one of her events. I again, the details like escape me, but if you look up her story, you'll like.
What's her name?
Dara Torres. So Dara, Dara, Torres, Torres, I believe. So yeah, look her up, read her book. I think the title of her book is Age is Just a Number or something along those lines.
That's true.
So you'll find it immediately. And I remember reading that. I was really young. I think that was like the first like athlete autobiography I ever read. And I don't remember who gave it to me. I don't know how I came across this book, but I read it, and I was, I think, not even in high school yet, maybe. Oh wow. When this book, so it's been out for a really long time. But I just remember being really young and reading that, and even feeling like, oh, that's so inspiring. Like, you can do a sport, within reason. Everyone has specific circumstances, but you can do sports for however long. And just like you said, this 70-year-old runner.
Yes.
That's incredible. Like,
and she was like, oh, today, I remember one day, whenever I beat her, I was so excited. Mm-hmm. And she was like, today I'm really tired because I ran an 8-mile yesterday. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. That's why I could beat her today.
But that's the other thing. I think it goes to show, like, one point that, I think should be made clear. It's one thing to like decide, like, the other person you were talking about, like, you wake up one day when you're 30 and you want to try something. That's all fine and good, right? But I don't think it would be the same if you like woke up at 70 and you wanted to, do something that extreme so clearly. I think the main message or take away from all this is like, do it when you're young and make good habits when you're young. So that way when you are 70, you're at such a higher advantage to like make the most of that. So I think that's the real point, that at least that's what I'm thinking today.
Yeah, it's important, this is also not, another great thing to say is do today what you wanted to have tomorrow, because it's not that's not only for, if you want to have a, if you want to grow up, get older and be healthy. So you need to start now to have good habits. Mm-hmm. Or like I am 30 years old and I love to take care of my skin. And so I use a lot of lotions and stuff. Perfect example. Because now like I use the cream that anti-aging stuff. And people, they're like, oh, but you're 30. And I'm like, I know, I don't have maybe many wrinkles, but what you do now is going to reflect in the future.
Absolutely.
And so, and it's also really important that you want to, whatever you want to do, start now, because if you always say, oh, I'm gonna start tomorrow,
putting
that's
it
a
off
mentality,
is,
that's a mindset, a bad mindset. So just don't follow yourself, don't follow your lazy mind and say, oh, I'm just gonna start on Monday, diet or gym or anything. I'm just gonna start, start today. Because the sooner you start, the easier it'll get, because you really need to get in a loop, and if you never start, you'll never
or you'll wake up when you are 70 and regret not trying something earlier. Like there's a saying, I can't think of it exactly. It's like, most regrets come from not the things that you did do, it's the things that you didn't do. So imagine if you think of that like every single day for the rest of your life, no matter how old you are now. I mean, you can still be 80 and you still have 10 more years left, or 20, but
you know what I was thinking, maybe people, because you're saying that a lot of people, not for me, I love it, 30, and they told me that the 30 are the best, and then the 40 are also great. So every year there's something great. That, but that's what, so I think that a lot of people that maybe don't like the 30s, and they're like, oh my God, it's my birthday, I'm 30 or I'm 31, oh my God. It's because the society tells you a little bit, gives you a standard. At 30, you have to be married, you have to have kids, and you have to have this, and you have to, work.
Have everything together.
So, it's like for somebody that is not there, it's just, it gives you,
like guilt.
Insecurity, guilt, makes you anxious, you don't like your birthday.
Right.
And so just don't worry about what's, don't worry about, I am married. I don't have kids. A lot of people told me, oh, you don't have kids. Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm
like they look at you differently.
No. My mom, she had me when she was 42. I'm not going to wait that long, I promise. But, it's just, you need to do things when it's the right time. Don't be forced because somebody tells you. We all have different timing. We all have different,
like different journeys, I think. I'm so glad I'm hearing this from you, because I'm guilty of that. I mean, I'm 25 and the majority of my friends are like married and are on kid number 2, and like
America,
like those, right, and that's totally fine. And I love and support that. But I get, and this is probably another maybe not so positive way of thinking about it, but I hear from, my older adult friends, and like even my parents have told me this sometimes, like just because everything that people have, everything that you want on the surface that you see, think of like all the things going into their life behind the scenes that you don't see. Like who knows, they could be having really tough struggles right now. I mean, and I'm going through struggles that they're not going through. And not everything is, everyone's timeline is different. I think that's kind of what you're both saying.
On the social media and what people want to show you, it's all the positive thing. The 4th of July, putting the dress to the kid, and it's beautiful, but that doesn't mean that that's something that you have to do,
right? And it doesn't mean that we have if you're not doing that, your life isn't that bad. Like I know I'm lucky, I have a great life, but just because there are things that I want that I don't have yet doesn't mean my life is bad now and it's not going to get better in other ways.
You write your book, nobody else. And if it's the same as somebody else, it's boring. So you want to make it different. You want to make it special.
Oh, I love how you said
that. And so, you just have to have your own path and write your own story. And so don't be boring and do everybody else, I cannot talk about, what everybody else does. I feel like you just have to experiment, and life is about knowing yourself. That's the most beautiful thing that I didn't know when I was younger. I want to follow the crowd. I just wanted to wear the best clothes and just go to the go with friends and do what everybody else was doing.
Well, because you want to fit in. Like that's a basic human need, and that's natural and fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, but you're right. But I feel like now I just that's why late 20s and the beginning of 30s, I love it, because I started to get a lot more, like I've been learning a lot about myself.
That's awesome.
And I've been spending a lot of times with myself, listening to myself. While before I was like, I need that. No, now I'm listening to Sara and what does Sara wants.
Yeah.
Or like,
instead of looking outwards, like the friends in the crowd.
Yeah, the friends like this person. So if I buy this person, I'm gonna be happy. No. Right, before I was like that. No, I'm not anymore like that.
Right.
And so a lot of friends of mine in Italy, they're like, are you the same person? yeah, I'm the same person, but you know, leaving home, being far from everybody, and just experimenting, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever done. The scariest, but the most beautiful thing, just leaving not only my house, but leaving my country, and just
Right.
just being with myself, experimenting and being on an adventure in a new country, and just you know, counting on myself.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot. It was I had a lot of setbacks and a lot of really, really hard moments.
Sure.
But I will do everything all over again because I've learned so much, and I'm really happy right now.
That's
and
good.
I still have, you know, there's always up and downs and really hard times, but I feel like now the hard times, it doesn't hit me anymore like it was hitting me before. Now I'm more mature, so I'm like, you know, I always see it in a different way. I don't let it just ram me over, but I just, okay, there's always a solution for everything.
Yeah, that's
So,
very true.
You know,
Yeah.
don't let it just get you.
Like overwhelm you.
Yeah, so there's always a solution. What's this? What's going on? So you have to just acknowledge what's going on and just try to, is this really important? Is this really something bad? Is this,
Right.
you know,
And that comes with maturity too, I think. I mean, again, so I'm working on this project and I'm reading a lot about aging and like the psychology of aging and the things that improve as you get older. And one of those things is like you're not as reactionary to things like in the moment. You're able to like stop even for just a couple seconds and like pause and realize like, okay, how can I react better to this situation?
Yeah.
That's something that comes with age and maturity as well. So with that being said, I would love to transition. So like you being able to do that with yourself, you've learned so much about yourself. That's great, but I know you're also a trainer. You're a dressage horse trainer and rider trainer. What do you see, I guess, what are some of like the typical things you see when you're like teaching your young riders? Like what are some common things that you've noticed that you've had to help them learn about themselves and their riding, if you can think of any?
Yeah, well, for sure.
Because I'm sure there's like I'm trying to learn from coaches as well. So like, you know, I'm a lot more closely like in tune with the athlete mindset, but like as a coach, like what are some things that you notice?
Well, for sure, whenever, you know, we're working on something, and there's always you know, in every sport, I'm sure in everything, there's something an exercise that it gets harder for you than, you know,
Sure.
That exercise is really hard. So you're scared of that thing, and you approach to that exercise knowing already that you're going to fail. And so just, you know, that's a lack of confidence. And so I'm always like, you can do it. We just have to, you know, just do it over and over again. But if you approach to this exercise knowing that you're going to fail, you will fail.
Right.
Because that's your approach. That's your mentality.
That's what you're attracting that.
And so, you know, I'm just always trying to put it very simple, break it down and make it very simple. So then they're not scared of, you know, the you know, the exercise or what they have to do, but then I try to guide them slowly, and then they're like, oh, well, now you know you can do it. So, you know, it's just you know, or maybe, yeah, it's just, that's the main thing, frustration. You know, something that even when I say, okay, now you're going to do you know, now exercise a shoulder in or a counter canter or flying change or something like that, and you know that it's going to be hard because yesterday it was horrible, or because at the last show you had a really bad score, you're riding it that you're not there with the horse at the moment. You're in your mind just freaking out.
Yeah, you're thinking about like what's gone wrong in the past, what's gone wrong. You're thinking about the past, when in reality, you should, I try and emphasize like staying in the moment is such a huge thing, and thinking about what you should be thinking about, not what you.
And it's crazy because I proved it on myself. That's the beauty. I love teaching because it's a lot of things that I try to experiment also on myself, you know?
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
great.
was with this young horse last week, and this young horse, you know, usually with the owner, he picks up the wrong lead of canter. Like, he makes a mistake with the lead. And I knew that. I was not cautious that I was thinking there, but I was riding, and immediately I thought, oh, now I'm going to do this, and he's going to pick up the wrong one. And he did. And then I was like, Sarah, what are you doing? Why are you also doing this?
Yeah, why are you thinking
about that? And so then I did it again. And I'm like, now we're gonna pick up the right one. And it just you just direct your body in a way. I realized that as soon as I thought like that, I just use my body in the proper way. While thinking that it's going to make a mistake, I was already positioned myself in the wrong position. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I try and like remember is that I think that's an example of like how powerful your thoughts are. Like
they control you.
They really do. Well, yeah. And they don't have to. That's the thing. And even you found that out. Like the negative thoughts don't have to control you.
No.
You know, the goal is to I think, you know, in an ideal world, if you're gonna be an overthinker or if you're gonna be thinking about, you know, a lot of things or letting the things consume you, at least let that be positive.
Yeah.
Like obsess over the positive stuff, not the negative stuff, because negative thoughts become negative actions, become negative things. I think it's literally that linear, and over time it becomes more and more apparent and more true. Yeah. So, you know, choosing to you have to catch yourself in those moments and try and flip it in a different way, just like you did. Being aware of and realizing that you're doing that, first of all, that's hard too. So the second you can do that, you know, the rest I think kind of comes along with that process.
And you know, I'm also reading this book that is called The Happiness Advantage.
Okay. Oh,
it's great.
Good.
It's great.
I like that.
And so basically, it talks about happiness is not the result of something.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is something that you choose to be.
Yep. Say no more. I buy into that 100%.
You know?
Happiness is a choice. I think happiness is a choice.
But then if you see things in a happy way, in a positive way, you know, even bad situations, of course, you know, it's not that if you're happy, nothing bad is going to happen.
Right.
You're just going to approach to the bad moments, to the bad situation in a different way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like it's domino effect. And I proved it on myself in the positive and the negative.
Yeah.
If you want to see things but you have to work on it every day. It's not something that I want to be happy.
Right.
And then you're just
boom,
done.
It happens. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like a bibbidi bobbidi boo. No. No. It doesn't work like that.
That's the thing with choices. Like, if you just want to be happy, that doesn't guarantee it. But that's one step closer.
Yeah.
Than if you don't choose that.
But then it's a domino effect. Mm-hmm. If you're positive and in every day you try to stay positive and you try to, you know, just approach to be nice, to kind to people around you, you know, just do things in a more happy way.
Yeah.
It's a domino effect.
Right.
Positive things happen. On the other end, if you're negative and you have a bad moment and you let that bad moment take control over you and just you go to bed that you're just mad and you wake up that you're mad and you hate, oh my God, another day, I hate this. Things are going to go downhill.
Right.
You know?
Bad moments become bad hours, which become bad days, which become bad weeks.
And you're going to make bad decisions.
Right. And then that's going to reinforce all the negativity.
You won't think clear, you know?
Right.
And so...
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that goes to show the power of habits, habits. And I think the one thing maybe we should bring up with the happiness advantage, I love that. That sounds like a great title. I need to read that.
You need to read that. I'll give it to you.
Okay. I definitely need to take advantage of that. But I think it's not to say that bad things won't ever happen to you or you won't mess up every once in a while or, I mean, you know, life, I think, again, it comes down to it's turning those bad moments. It's reacting to those moments in a more, you know, positive way. And so it's not saying you have to be happy if you ever have to go to a funeral. That's not the point. The point is being able to go to the funeral and I don't know. I'm just thinking of I know that's dark, but I know this is real life stuff, of course, right?
Yeah.
But it's being able to go to that funeral and process and grieve and be able to move forward from that one day, you know. But, and, you know, maybe on that day, in that moment, it's really tough, it's really upsetting, it's sad, but I think instead of letting that bad stuff, get, deeper within you, it's being able to, again, I think it's just process through that negative emotion and be able to move forward from it in a better way, you know, and be able to, move on.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I'm trying to like think of like a real life application for if you ever, you know, for those of us that are watching.
I feel like you just see things in a different way.
Yeah.
The outcome is different. You know, if you're a positive person, if you're a negative person. If you're a positive person, you just see that in bad moments, there's always something good you can get out of it.
Yeah. And a lesson to learn.
In all the bad things that happened to me, that my friends told me how you could do this. You were by yourself there in America. And I was like, but I knew that what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And so I could grow out of it, and I could learn a lesson, and I could get stronger and for the future experience. Because in life you have a lot of experiences and a lot of good and bad experiences. And so I feel like the sooner you do bad experiences, the earlier you have like kind of a shield, that nothing can hurt you, but
you're just tougher. You're more able to like handle the tough stuff that comes your way. Yeah, like I like how you said shield. Like that makes me think of like armor.
It makes me think of a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Oh,
you know the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. That's good. That's like a good analogy. And just like one other thing, I guess, that I've been thinking about as I was listening to you talk. You know, I remember you were talking a little bit about like each decade. You know, like people say like, oh, your 20s are meant for this. Your 30s are supposed to feel like this. You're supposed to do this in your 40s. I don't know. I always go back to, this is still so fresh in my mind, but I just remember in college and even before college, like in high school preparing for college, it always kind of bothered me when people said like, oh, college is the best 4 years of your life. And that's not me being negative. It's just like, to me, whenever someone told me that, like they wanted me to be excited. I know that's like everyone's intention, but what I think ended up happening as I was like actually living my college experience and realizing like, okay, this is probably not what those people were telling me about. Like, I don't think they really knew that this stuff was going to happen, or like, I wonder like what they really meant by that.
Yeah.
But I learned that like, what a horrible thing to think if you go to college and those are the best 4 years of your life and you have like 60 or 80 years left and it's all gonna not be like that for the rest of your life. Can you imagine? Like, so I bring that up because I try not to tell my athletes like, oh, this is the best 4 years you're ever gonna have. It's never gonna be any better. Like, this is something you should really, not to say that you shouldn't look forward to it, but I just think like we just need to be maybe just a little more mindful of like, going back to the birthdays, like, you know, treating birthdays as like, you know, not a fun time, like you're getting older, but instead of thinking of it that way, like thinking of like, dude, how lucky are you to have another birthday? Not everyone gets to age.
Yeah.
Not everyone get like,
I know.
You know, it's not a guarantee. We don't always all get to get old. Like people, you know, die, and people like it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So that's just something that I thought of as like a young person. Like that example for me, like I just remember distinctly so many people telling me college is the best 4 years of your life, and I don't think that ended up happening to me, and it was the biggest blessing because I've had so many fun times since college and I'm cool with it. So so I don't know, I know that might be an unpopular thought or opinion, but that was my kind of experience, but in a good way. Like I learned so much from that, and
do you think people are scared also to the birthdays because, you know, they're scared that, oh gosh, is going to come the day that I will die?
Yeah, like when you're closer to death. Yeah,
so people are really close.
Sure,
well, but 30, there's a long way to death. I mean,
right.
So it's like, I always say, you know,
yeah, like why would you have that mindset so early? But again, it's probably the cultural conditioning. Like we're conditioned to feel that way, and like we think of all the things we don't have, instead of appreciating and being grateful for what.
But it's like that's the thing. The thing is, you know, I also do a job where I risk my life, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah,
you know,
you
because
do. You totally do.
I'm training horses, and you know, it can happen that you can fall. It can happen, but you know, whenever I say to people are like, "Oh, aren't you scared to do your job?" And I'm like, I can walk down the road and somebody can run me over.
Right.
I can just fall down the stairs and just crush my head. You know?
Accidents. Yeah.
I was like, your day is set. So you cannot you have one life. Don't be scared of just leaving. Right? I want to leave. Somebody once asked me, it was like, how long do you want to live?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I want to live. I want to be grandma that is 100 and plus.
Yeah, I want to live a long time.
Let's go.
Right.
See, there's so much, we have only this chance, and so let's make it the best.
Yeah.
And so that's why I really hope, I'm trying, and then you'll never know, because I have a lot of people, friends that they were healthy and then they had some medical issues.
Sure.
And so you'll never know, but just don't live with the scare and the anxiety and the fear of being like, oh my God,
right.
I can have this, or I can have that, or I can fall down,
Right.
Just live.
Right.
Stay in the moment and enjoy your life, and just challenge yourself and learn.
Absolutely.
And enjoy. And
yeah, absolutely, because if you think about it, like, every job has its risks, whether you're sitting at an office, like, there's every job has different risks, and you hear of really, really fit, healthy athletes. I mean, they get sick and get hurt and get injured too. Like, no matter what you do, there's always going to be a risk. So don't let I think just not letting that stop you.
Yeah.
And age is a risk, of course, but that's also just like, I don't know, not taking that like so personally and so deeply. Like, that's such a huge like mindset to have, like a huge positive mindset to have. Just like being, I still struggle with, like, sometimes I feel like I'm not completely able to like speak my mind, or like I always feel like, at least in a room of adults like much older than me, I still don't quite feel like I can like express myself the right way yet, or like the way I want to yet. But I'm listening to you and I'm thinking to myself, I could get better of like testing those waters and like being able to like have different conversations. Yeah. So I appreciate you sharing that perspective, because I need to get better at that too, and I feel like I tell people stuff all day long,
and I love
like that.
Like, I love to talk to older people. Since I'm here in the US, it was really hard for me to find friends my age. I find more things in common.
Because you were in your 20s, right? Or
26, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I found always more things in common and more enjoyable conversations with 50-year-olds people. And, it's just because they've been through more in life, and so
that's interesting.
I always loved it. When I was in Italy, I always loved to listen to, grandpas, 80-year-old people that they went to the war, and they've been just, living a long life, and they've been doing a lot of stuff, and they're there telling you the story, and they enjoy telling you about their life. And I was just very fascinated about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I feel like we don't value as much our elderly population as we should here. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about. And that's, I feel like, you seem pretty extroverted too, which is probably very helpful in that way too. Oh no, that's such a great thing. And like, that's something that I wish I had more of, and I need to get better about that. So that's good that you can like share that with other people too, because I really don't think we don't value that as much here, because every, like, of course, social media and on movies and the news, it always focuses on like the young, pretty people, I guess, like young, attractive, like rich people. I guess that's kind of what gets the most attention. But I think old
people, they have
stories.
They have great stories
and wisdom, just like you mentioned earlier, gaining that wisdom. So should we open it up for questions? I don't know. I feel like you've gotten some people that have joined on your side here.
Ciao, Richard.
Let's see. I think. Okay.
Hi, Maureen. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Kristen.
Taylor, Jonathan, what's up?
I'll wave to some people.
Casey.
There we go.
Kelsey, Jacob, April. Hi, sister.
Oh, hi, April. That's awesome.
Sarah, Henriette, Tammy, how's it going? Caitlin, Abdel.
Any questions
Hi,
that
guys.
have come up? Just people joining.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, either way.
Yeah. Well, if you have any question, great. Otherwise, I guess we will see you. Sorry, we haven't been doing, the live, quite a bit.
I know.
I've been stuck with the horse shows.
Yeah.
And it's been a little hard, the timing.
Yeah. We've both been pretty busy, and we just had Independence Day this weekend. And
yes.
Yeah, it's been a crazy time, and with everything going on. Oh, we got Wally coming in.
Wally.
Here. Great. Hi, Wally.
Say hi.
Let's see. I don't know if he can get in here.
Come here, Miro.
Here, yeah. Come here, buddy.
Come here, good boy. Come here, Wally. Can you see Wally? Wally.
Kind of.
Is
a little
sweetest.
bit. He's a sweet.
What's up, Wally?
He's a sweet buddy.
What's up, Wally?
But anyway, if you have questions for us, we should be coming back every week, hopefully regularly now again. Things come up. We have lives outside of doing this, of course, but we have good intentions for making this a regular thing. I did mention this, I think just on my Twitter. I don't think I put this out on Facebook or Instagram, but just so I can say this in multiple places so people aren't, confused or think I'm just neglecting them. I am taking a break from the podcast for, probably a couple months, or if I do end up recording something, it's just going to be very random, very sporadic. So I hope no one thinks that I'm just like abandoning this and not, going to do it. So, and Sarah's been very understanding of that.
Yeah.
Because I've had her on a couple times now. But I also I am in the process of editing one episode that I filmed or recorded with a friend. So I have another, my first collaboration other than Sara. You're getting a messenger video.
Okay.
Well, goodbye to that person.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, no, it's all right. But anyway, I'm in the process of editing one episode, so that will come up just whenever I am able to get to it. But other than that, it's going to be it'll be kind of a long break, I think, for the next couple months. But I should be back to full speed, like by the time October rolls around. So it'll just be a while, just in case people were curious about that. And if you weren't, I'm sorry for boring you with that detail, but I don't know, I just thought it was important to share.
Yeah, of course. So the podcast will come back in October, and the live we will do our best to do it every week, and we will always talk about, positive mindset and motivational speaking, and Briley here, mental performance coach, Sara here, optimistic equestrian, lifelong equestrian.
Yeah. Who has dreams and goals of becoming a motivational speaker. So, I mean, you're already doing that. I'd call you a motivational speaker now. It's just, we're just doing it on the internet while we can. And then hopefully that'll become more like when all this virus stuff is over, hopefully we can actually have speaking engagements. Yeah. Like we'd love to do that together.
Yes.
And, we have big dreams and big goals together coming up, in the future. We're working on a couple different things.
And the main thing that I think it may, it really put us in the same spot and really excited about doing this is that we want to help everybody. We're also dealing with our struggles every day and everything in life, but we feel like we have a good mindset. We're lucky, and we want to share this with everybody, and we want to just try to be your friend that pushes you and help you go through a hard time or go through a competition or go through, anything.
Yeah. I think that's the important, and a good note to end on is like anybody can learn that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be born with it. While, I mean, I guess it helps if you're not naturally inclined to be positive, but I think the message that we want to share is like anybody can learn it at any time.
Yeah.
If you want to, and you don't have to, but hopefully the things we share, like, at least resonate. Even if you don't consider yourself a positive person, like, you can still maybe take at least one thing away from whenever we talk. So that's another thing I guess we want to share. But any other final thoughts? Anything else you'd like to share or say before we go?
It was great to see you.
Oh, it was good to see you too.
Yeah, and great to see everybody. And, okay, so the video is going to stay on Facebook. And...
On your Facebook.
On my Facebook, yes.
And then I'll share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share it.
So if you have anything you would like to tell us, thank you. Ciao, Dion. Hey, Dion. Hi, Peggy. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us. If you have any suggestion, anything you would like us to talk next time, we will be here probably next Monday. We can do maybe a post to remind everybody.
Yeah.
Or remind ourselves maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll get back into a routine and of course, so Sarah's on Facebook Live, I'm on Instagram Live. We'll cross share. So if you want to get into contact with either one of us, you should be able to find out how to do that pretty easily, no matter how you'd like to. My direct messages are open. I also have an email address. Like, I have a whole bunch of social media, so, you know, but
and I'm
Sarah
sure they can
does
find
too.
it there. They can find it on my Facebook. And if you want to go check my website, www.sarasassotoolin.com. You can also find a way there to message me. Otherwise, just message me here on Facebook. And
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too. It's always good to catch up.
Yes.
We'll do it again.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.